Hey everybody, welcome to another Hot Topics vlog. Today I want to talk to you about Rosie O'Donnell back on The View and the whole Bill Cosby controversy. So let's get started. So Rosie is back on The View. I want to make my point clear to you guys, and I'm not really sure how to get it from my head to my mouth to you. But basically, why? Why is Rosie back on The View? They fired her the last time she was on The View, and now they're bringing her back? You know, I'm not too for sure. I'm guessing it's a ratings issue. Like maybe they weren't getting as much ratings, so they thought like a little feud and battle, you know, would do the trick. The other two ladies, not really feeling. I feel like The View was a one-time thing, you know, where you had your regulars and then a couple others started coming in, changing it up a bit, and then it just got old, especially with The Talk. Everybody's watching The Talk now, so I think with The Talk, when The Talk came along, The View kind of, you know, deteriorated and it should be just canceled. It's my and like a million other people's view, basically. They have a whole new set, they have a whole new design, all this kind of new stuff, but I don't think it's going to do them like really any good. On The View, during the Hot Topics, they started talking about Bill Cosby, and honestly, I have to say that I agree with Rosie on what all I caught that was said. I am not a woman of rape, thank God, but I could understand the mentality of something happening to you and being afraid to speak out, because something did happen to me on a very, very minor scale, and it wasn't until a good 10 or 15 years later that I finally said something about it. I think, you know, from that I can imagine it getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and of course the fear getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But you're afraid to tell people because you're afraid that it's your fault somehow. And that's the way these abusers are. They not only do what they do, but they do it in a way, they like manipulate and control your mind when they're doing it to make it think that I did something bad, I did something wrong, it's all my fault, and if I tell anybody, I'm gonna get the blame, I'm gonna get the punishment, and that's not the case at all. So a lot of people are saying that these women are coming out for fame and money. I don't think so. I think it finally took one or two women to get the courage to stand up, and then that gave, you know, other women courage to say, okay, you know, they're coming out, it happened to me, I'm gonna join them, I'm gonna go out with them too. That's what I think. It's just so crazy, like, to think Bill Cosby. Like, I was never really a fan of Bill Cosby. Growing up when I was little, I watched the Cosby Show some. Of course, I'm like around Raven's age, so I only watched because I like Raven, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, I just felt as a little girl I connected to her because she was my age, she was on TV, I liked her, you know, yada yada yada. So yeah, but I'm sure you guys have seen the Bill Cosby interview where he was like, please, you know, can you not show any of that? Can you make me a promise not to show any of that? Here, just take a look at the clip.
Can I get something from you?
What's that?
That none of that will be shown?
I can't promise that myself, but you didn't say anything.
I know I didn't say anything, but I'm asking your integrity that since I didn't want to say anything, but I did answer you in terms of I don't want to say anything of what value will it have?
I don't think it will.
Ma'am? What'd you say?
Sorry?
What did you say?
I don't think it has any value either.
Yeah,
And I would appreciate it if it was scuttled.
I hear you. I will tell that to my editors and and I think that they will understand.
Well, I think if you want to consider yourself to be serious,
Mm-hmm.
that it will not appear anywhere.
Okay. I appreciate what you've asked.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we thought, by the way, because it was AP, that it wouldn't be necessary to go over that question with you.
And we haven't written about this at all in the past 2 months.
Okay, guys, if you do something and you're not guilty, you were going to fly off the handle and you are going to protest your innocence, especially if it's something that, like, you're being accused of something really, really bad, right? So let's say Aziz walks in and he accuses me of going to the gas station and stealing all the cigarettes and money. Okay, well, I know I don't, because number one, I don't smoke, and number two, I'm not stupid enough to steal money. So I'm gonna be like, no, I did not do that. You know, if you think I did it, show me proof. Show me where I've hidden the money. Go to the bank and look at the statement. Did I put money in the bank? Did I open a new bank account? Am I sitting here smoking? Where's your proof? Okay, that's how I'm going to react, because I'm now defending myself, defending my honor, defending me and my beliefs and what I'm all about. If I'm guilty and I still don't want to be caught, let's just verb it up, okay? I'm gonna do the Bill Cosby. You don't have any proof. I'm not gonna speak, you know, blah blah blah. Please don't record me. Please don't do this. Please don't do that. What is he hiding? First of all, his career is pretty much over, because he's like, you know, a good 10 years, if that, away from death. I mean, you know, really? I mean, I'm sure he's got enough money stacked up somewhere. He's living a nice lifestyle, okay? He's not, him and his wife, they're not hurting at all. He did have a couple of things set up that they were canceled because of all the allegations. And honestly, I commend them for canceling. I really do. I feel like if you have done something morally wrong, then, especially given the fact, like, if you're in the industry and if you're focused more towards family entertainment where there could be kids present, I especially feel like that is something good. I'm really happy that there are some corporations out there who can still value the concept of family entertainment and families being together. But that's another subject. There's the whole that you're innocent until proven guilty. That's true. But if you're innocent, you're going to act innocent. And if you're guilty, you're going to act guilty. You know, there's only a few people in the world who can fake it, you know, and get away with it. Bill Cosby is not one of those people. Bill Cosby, in my view, he is guilty. He's acting guilty. And I don't know, they should, like, lie detector test him or something. I mean, I think that these women suffered so long, and they might even have issues with their husbands, or with intimacy issues, or mental issues, physical issues, anything. And they've struggled with that for 10 to 15 years and not saying anything. And I think that, you know, I don't think they're after money. I think that they're after closure. I think they want to see a wrong get right and to put it into their misery. That's how I see it. Now, on The View, with the whole thing with Rosie and, you know, the rest of them, there's this one girl, and I don't think I like her too much, because the whole topic was Bill Cosby, okay? But she took it in a whole nother direction, and her and Rosie were back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And she was talking about, from my understanding, she was talking about social media's impact on all of this, and how, like, one person can say something and then the next it's like 40 billion people are talking about it, and it's on different social sites. That's, I think, was her comment, you know. What does that have to do with all of this? The whole Bill Cosby incident, in my opinion, is Bill Cosby and these women and what happened. I don't care that it come from a comedian and then on Facebook and Twitter and all these other different sites. I don't care about that. What I care about is the man who may or may not have done the action, and I say that he did, and the women that were hurt and offended and abused. That is the topics at hand. And I think that her saying these things was just completely irrelevant. You know, if you wanted to sit and have a discussion about how popular social media is and how quickly news can spread now that we have social media, we don't have to wait for the news to come in. You know, we get it on like Yahoo news pages and Google and you know, alerts on your phones and all this kind of stuff. We get news like that. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Bill Cosby, and did he or did he not rape all these women? So Whoopi chimed in with how an allegation is an allegation no matter what, saying that raping somebody and using the N-word are the same things. I'm sorry. No, it's not. No, it's not. A man effing an animal is not the same as somebody calling me a honky. You know, it's not. There are degrees of wrong. And when it comes to, you know, I'm going to say women and men. When it comes to like people being abused, because women can abuse too, just like men. When people get abused, when animals get abused, when children get abused, there is no comparison to anything out there. Like, there's just nothing. Like, you can't say that I robbed the gas station of their money and cigarettes. That's the same as, like, what's another crime? I don't know, murdering something. It's not the same. It's not the same. Sure, calling somebody an N-word when you're not, you know, a black person, you know, they find offense to that. I don't really think it's an issue. I mean, maybe because I'm white. I don't know what the issue is, but it's just a word. Like, you know, you could say all the bad words to me, and maybe in some kind of context you're going to offend me, but it's not like you're murdering me, you know, or you're not raping me. You're not. They're totally different. And I agree that an allegation is an allegation. You're not yet guilty, so therefore you're still technically innocent. But I just feel like there's degrees, and I think you have to treat the degrees based on the degree. You know, it's hard to talk about, but I feel like I'm a lifelong fan of Whoopi. I've always liked Whoopi. I've always thought she was a beautiful woman and talented and funny. But I think black people, they hold to that N-word so tightly. And I'm just like, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. You know, because it's like, it's just a word. Like, I'm okay not saying it. I don't have to say it. You know, like, there's no need for me to say that. If I want to talk to somebody, I'm not going to be like, hey, and what's up? I'll be like, no, Peter, how's up? No, Frank, what's up? No, Susie, what's up? You know, I'm not going to have to call them like a derogatory name. I'm going to address them as the name I know them to be, you know, and that's Frank and Susie and Peter, you know. Like, not that I know Frank, Susie, or Peter, but I'm just saying, like, I don't have to call anybody an N-word. I don't have to call anybody honky. I don't have to call anybody, you know, what's Native Americans. I couldn't think what American, Native American. You know, I don't have to call anybody that. Even though you are your ethnicity, you are your race, we're all humans. Whether you're a dog or a cat or yada yada yada, you're given a name. I'm gonna call you by your name. And if I don't know your name, I'll be like, hey, what's your name? So I kind of feel like Whoopi was just flapping her gums on that one, quite honestly. And I was surprised at myself even. I'm sticking with Rosie on this. I think the issue at hand is Bill Cosby. Did he or did he not do it? You know, these women, are they in it for the right reasons? You know, and I say yes, they are, and yes, he did, and yes, something needs to be done. I think he's an old man. So I think if it is true, which I believe it is, he needs to come up with some financial, whether that's paying them directly or paying for therapy, some cash benefit needs to be given. And I think definitely a formal public apology to each of the women, I think, is definitely required. And I'm not saying that that is anywhere near enough, but what else can you do for that kind of a crime? You know, like, how can you right that wrong? So, but I think that's a good start, and I just hope and pray that whatever happens is for the best, because I feel like now that I'm 27, I feel like I'm starting to take on a new mentality of things where I'm trying to focus on good. I'm trying to focus on light and positivity and all that kind of good stuff. And I just don't find any productivity in the bad things. Like, only good can come of good and only bad can come of bad. Like, right? So that is my thoughts on the whole Bill Cosby and the View thing. I'm all for the talk. I love the talk. I love Sharon Osbourne. Anything she does, I love her to pieces. So I feel like the View's over. I feel like the View knows it. So they're trying their last bits. It's like being a married couple. The View is like a married couple, basically. Like, you know, it's not working out, and you're like, okay, let's try therapy. Let's do this, but you're just tired, you're drained, and you're just emotionally and physically done. So it's time. The View, divorce, end it, get over it. Everybody else is over it, you get over it too. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Till next time, see you later.